Higher education is out of reach for 70% of the people in this country. In the world, it's even greater. So it makes no sense to keep selling the idea to those that can't afford it that they should go about getting a college degree. It's an old saw that you can't get ahead if you don't have a degree. But that saw is just not cutting it anymore because of the costs. Universities are just too expensive, and because of that, only the rich have total access to these diploma mills. Why go into debt if what you get in return is not what your cost is to get a chance at a few jobs that maybe are better than working for a local coffee shop? Education can become a financial dead end with a bank balance that also is a dead end. There's nothing wrong with learning. It facilitates skills, habits, and training, but those things can come from other more effective ways of learning. Learning should be a lifelong activity. Acquisition of new skill sets should always be part of living. It just doesn't have to be so costly. But that's not how today's education system is set up. The real reason for it is to maintain the established system that keeps the economy doors shut for the 70% and wide open for those that can afford the keys to the economic kingdom. The ecosystem is in constant flux. It's composed of water, land, and atmosphere. It has cycles and components that flow, grow, and it depends on the sun. It gets interrupted and changed by the constant activities that change its balance. Disruptions that are taking place today are just part of the changes that have been taking place for 1 billion or so years. Nothing new in the span of the larger changes that have happened, but the changes that are taking place today in this short time frame, it tends to exaggerate how these things change, are making it harder and trying on the present economic system and the economy. Disruption and its effects force assessments and rearrangement that seem to disrupt common concerns about how things should be and not how things are. Humans today seem to be contributing to new and different forces on the ecosystem, and we all are wondering if the changes to come will be positive or negative. It's all about the scale of changes and the time frames of those changes. Displacement plays a massive part in how the changes of an ecosystem are created. It's a substitute process, a shifting and replacement process, and of course, a removal process. Because of displacement, the economy reacts in many ways. It's mostly defensive, a shifting of resources, movement of populations, but never a real assessment of the economic driving forces that are creating all these displacements. The present economic system doesn't want to change, so the ecosystem goes right ahead changing. What will transpire in the not too distant future with all the ecosystem changes to come will only make it more obvious to all that humans are in for their own radical changes on as massive a scale as the ecosystem continues its process of its continuous change.